year 2020 started on an amazing note with the usual hustle and bustle of the new year. Little did we know that we were in for an eventful ride.
Personally, the year 2020 has been very good. I know a huge majority cannot say this, but I'm actually very grateful to God. For me, the year 2020 has been an enlightening year. It has been one that's taken a huge toll on my mental health.
2020 has been a very long year. It's been a year that I would actually want to forget so soon. Terrible event happened because some of my friends and classmates died. Some people I knew died of COVID.
The truth is, there was so much expectations for this year. I mean, there were prophecies, there were, a lot of good. Everybody was always talking about that year, 2020, when we get to achieve so much, when we get to accomplish. So with the prayers, with the crossover nights, and with the prophecies and everything, there was so much to expect from this year. The year, to me, was a disappointment in a way because we didn't get to achieve so much that we wanted to.
The year 2020 has been challenging, yes, but I can say it's my best year yet. 2020 has been really good to me.
Wonderful year, indeed. Full of up and down. This year, and above all, this year is still a wonderful year for me as an entertainer. Coronavirus issue, NSAS, everything. We are still grateful to God that we're alive.
Actually, 2020 has been wonderful to me. I don't know about others, but 2020 has been the year that I achieved a lot. Yeah, I would say that I achieved a lot. God has been wonderful to me and every member of my family. Actually, all what I achieved this year, I never expected it, but 2020 is the best year of my entire life.
The year was iconic in the sense that what we've never experienced before. We encountered the COVID, for which services did not hold for a long time, and I will resume services not so long ago. Well, it was an experience.
It has been wonderful. I want to thank God because it's an eventful year. God bless God.
Around the world, the year started with stories of a respiratory illness caused by a new strain of the coronavirus in China, which was spreading globally. Here at the Youth Church, the year kicked off with the Leaders Retreat, themed in His Glory, from 10th to 12th of January 2020. It was followed by a fasting and praying program which was targeted at fanning to flames the love for God and the zeal to serve Him unconditionally. The program, which held from 20th to 26th of January 2020, was tagged Spiritual Revival and New Glory.
The month of February saw Press House host its annual talk show tagged Relationship with Parents, with guest speakers Mrs. Alowita and Mrs. Okechukwu Ezima.
The month of March was a month of weddings for the church, as 3 of our sisters were gloriously wedded. Sister Kemi Oke got married here at MFM Kubwa on the 14th of March 2020. Sister Becky Ekong at the Redeemed Church Uyo Akwa Ibom, also on the 14th of March 2020, and Sister Josephine Asuleja on 28th of March 2020. At the end of March, the country went into a total lockdown due to the rapid spread of the coronavirus.
Covid-19 did not just spring up out of the air. Of course, one way or the other, I understood it was the work of man. So it wasn't just something that was just hiding in one place and just sprung up among the human population.
For me, COVID was so unexpected. I mean, China has had other problems going on with them, but we never knew a day like this would come when the whole world would have to get affected with them.
I know about Spanish flu of 1919, how it destroyed and killed a lot of lives. So I didn't actually believe that COVID-19 would be this drastic. I thought that, okay, maybe there will be a vaccine that will come out in like 2 or 3 months. I didn't know it would take so long, like almost 9 months for a vaccine to come outside.
It was in camp, it told us that you guys have to go home.
I've actually believed it from the very beginning, and I was really paranoid about it. I was scared. I was very scared.
I did not believe anything. I like, they don't come with their normal scam and everything. But when it affected someone close to me, and the person was in hospital, and I like, oh, this is really real. Let's take precaution.
For me, when it started, it was looking like a joke. Because I can remember at work, my boss was telling me, oh, this COVID thing is in China, and I was like laughing about it. And before you know it, it's in Nigeria, and then we are locked down. Like, it was a big shock to me. Even till today, I still wonder.
I never believed it. Wearing a fake mask, sanitizing your hand, keep social distancing and everything. I never believed it. I never believed it because actually nothing in Nigeria is true anyways.
Okay, at first I didn't believe it was actually real, but towards the middle of the lockdown, I knew that it was already getting serious, but we're just hoping for the best to end one day.
The lockdown affected every sector within the country, including churches, as physical worship services could no longer hold. Majority of the churches in the country made a move to holding their services online. The Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries was not left out, as the church made arrangements for Sunday services, weekly activities, and its Power Must Change Hands program to hold online. New programs were also created and held accordingly to keep members spiritually alert and connected to God, irrespective of the situation of the nation and the world at large.
Yeah, it was actually a challenge to me as a father, a pastor, and one that motivates others. As in the family, money was not forthcoming from the church, and we have to intensify our prayer altar. It was just God's grace and God who was merciful in supplies.
It was quite a challenge staying at home for that long period of time, not being able to go out and all that. So I just had to find some things that would get me busy, and that was personally. Of course, due to the scare and all that, parents will be checking up on you. Hey, hope you are not going out, hope you're sanitizing, you're keeping social distance and all that and all that.
Caused unemployment. Many companies had to lay off staffs to ensure that they were still floating. And apart from laying off of staffs, some companies had to fold up, even banks too, because of the lockdown. Even startups had to shut down. And
I was home cooking and trying different recipes, dancing and everything. Actually, it was fun.
In a bid to ease the difficulty that came with your planned lockdown of the nation, the youth church prepared and gave out welfare packages to those in need.
I think they tried their best because during this period, members were not in church, so there was not much money coming to the church. But I believe they tried within their capacity.
It was a challenge because members were calling, friends were also calling, and since money was not forthcoming from the church, there was no way to reach to them. So it was actually a challenge, but in all, God was faithful.
The lockdown lasted all through the months of April, May, June, and was relaxed in July, with physical church services allowed to comment under strict guidelines. The youth church resumed in the month of July with 2 services on Sundays. The impact of the lockdown and the virus was felt in the church, as most people did not return to church many weeks after the lockdown was relaxed and worship services resumed.
For me, right from growing up, I've always known that Sundays, especially, if not even Wednesdays and Mondays, we're going to go to God's house and worship. At this period, we're not able to worship at all. We're just at home and connecting to Geo. It was another experience, but you just had to adjust and move accordingly. But I'm glad now that we resume service. I'm glad because that period where we're not going to church was awkward.
The 2 services that most churches hold, and most churches don't hold weekly services anymore because of COVID rules and regulations. I mean, it has really made people lazy and has dampened people's spiritual lives.
Even as at now, some people, they're just used to not going to church again. Just sit at home, oh, visual, whatever, I'm watching the TV, I'm watching the Geo on the TV and all that. It has just created this gap between some members and the church. Some people don't even care. Some people can't even keep dates of, okay, today is Sunday anymore. So the lockdown, the pandemic really affected the church. But I'm glad people are, getting used to the fact that, okay, there's a first service, there's a second service. You can meet up with anyone that's convenient for you.
We used to be one family. Used to be. I'll use the word used to be because now you come to church, you'll be like, I didn't see this person. Maybe the person is not coming to church again. And when you try reaching the person will tell you, no, I came for first service. Like that communication is not there between everybody again.
People that are not even strong in the faith, that it's only Sunday that they get some kind of things. They could not do anything, everybody just at home. This lockdown really frustrates a lot of things. Like, I just pray that it should not even happen again.
Everyone got to the new norm of a virtual service. We all got used to having our service, our church meetings, our gatherings, our daily lives going virtual.
Even if you're home, you contact it. There's no how. Coming to church you can't contact it from coming to church, according to me, because you're going out, you go to work every day. If God said you contact it even in your house. So coming to church cannot stop you, like pandemic cannot stop you from coming to church.
Still in the month of July, on the 28th day, Sister Precious Toyobo was joined in holy matrimony to her husband here at MFM Kubwa. The month of September came beautifully with celebrations as Pastor Martins tied the knot at the Living Faith Church Kubwa on the 26th of September 2020. The much anticipated 70 days prayer and fasting program, which could not commence in August due to the lockdown, began on the 5th of October 2020 and ended on the 13th of December 2020. The youth church brought the event of the year to a close with a power-packed program tagged Divine Umbrella from 7th to 13th of December 2020 and a choir concert which held on the 19th of December 2020.
This 2020, up and down. The best gift, what you have achieved, staying alive alone is the greatest thing.
I think we will still have to thank God for life and making us see that ending of the year.
Me realize that there are a lot of things to thank God for. I know we all had expectations and things we wanted to do this year. So for me, it made me reflect on the things that I took for granted. Things like family, things like love, things like going out there to meet people, things I normally take for granted, like hanging out with people. So it made me realize a lot of things, and I started to appreciate the littlest things I could even, not even think of.
Indeed, the year 2020 has been very eventful for everyone, but we can confidently say God did not leave us without a testimony.
2021, we should just leave it in God's hand. You should not expect anything. Any expectation, keep it to yourself. Just believe in God, do your thing. Not to expect, because overhype, na kid this year.
Okay, from what we saw for this year, many people are like, don't expect anything again. I mean, we've all gotten heartbroken from 2020. But for me, I think we should not keep our hopes down. We should still expect. I mean, there is something God wants to do for us and we should be expectant. For me, I feel, we should not, plan too much for next year. Let's just go with the flow. But at the same time, let's keep our hopes up. God has something to give us for 2021.
2021, I don't really want to raise my hopes so high. But then I just believe things will fall in place at their own time.
It's going to be our year of divine umbrella, God's shade of His glory, God's dew of His grace, and the reflection of His face. We thank God because if God can see us through 2020, then 2021 should be a good year.
It may not have turned out as we planned, but we've been able to scale through, and we are thankful for that. It is our prayer that the coming year brings us lots of joy, peace, and testimonies. For those who feel they couldn't achieve all they set out to do this year, all we can say is, do not beat yourself too hard. Surviving this year is a major achievement, and God has got you. He has great plans for you, so just hold on and follow Him.
Those who could not meet up with their plans for 2020 should be a little bit patient. With time, they'll meet up with their demands.
Those of us that couldn't achieve everything on our wish list, all our plans, all our goals, we still have many years ahead of us. Just put in more plan, more work, and then you'll achieve it.
From all of us at the Press House, we say congratulations on making it through the year 2020 and a Happy New Year in advance.